my beautiful friends, and welcome to another episode of Spilling the Spiritual Tea with your host, psychic medium spiritual advisor, Linda Blaze. That's me. In today's episode, I want to talk about something a lot of people kind of step away from because it's going to ruffle a few feathers, and that is rituals. Anything outside of connecting with Source directly can cause some problems into your life. And we're all on social media. We're scrolling Pinterest, we're scrolling Instagram and TikTok, and you might come across some really fun things to do, little rituals, little practices that you can do to make your life better, to bring love into your life, to bring abundance, to manifest. But anytime you do any kind of ritualistic thing, which I deem as, I will do this if you give me this, right? So that can be as simple as, if I drink this glass of water, you're going to give me my dream life. I will light this candle, and in return, you are going to send my true love to me. Anything like that is making a deal with the devil. Let's just put it out there. Anything that you are doing, you are talking to someone outside of Source, because Source will never ask you to do an exchange. Source asks just a simple thing: have faith and take action. That's it. Never, ever, ever is God, Source, the universe going to ask you to make a deal. So anything that is, I will do this if you give me that, is a deal, and it's a deal with the devil, and the devil always collects. So when I say a deal with the devil, there is no devil with the horns and all that kind of stuff, but there is that darkness that exists in this world. God created it so that we can have a choice between good and bad. We can have a choice between what feels good, what feels bad. We can tell the difference between the two, and we get to choose. Do we want to connect with Source every day, or do we want to connect with that darkness? It's a choice that we were given. So when I say the devil, it's really talking about that darkness and really saying, I don't need Source. I do not need God in my life. I can do it myself. I can find my own way, and stepping away. And when you do that, you welcome that darkness in. When you do rituals, you welcome that darkness in. So are you selling your soul to the devil? No. But you are inviting that negativity in. Is it going to happen right away? Probably not. Maybe whatever you ask for, you get. And then further down the line, things just start to ramp up and life just doesn't feel so good. I was actually thinking about this morning, and one of the movies I grew up with when I was in high school, The Craft, came out, right? And the girls were into witchcraft. And at first it was really, really fun, right? They were changing their hair color and just having a really good time. And things just started to get deeper and deeper and deeper and out of control, simply because it starts out fun, like a simple ritual you find online that seems harmless. It seems fun, it seems harmless, until things start to ramp up, until, like I said, the devil collects. So anytime you deal with that, you have to really seek help, to be honest, because you have to get back into following Source. And that really is stepping into your faith. That's really, truly what it is. So when I talk about Source, God, whatever you want to call it, it's the energy that is in everything and creates everything. So like I said, it creates the light, but it also creates that darkness. So we can choose what we want to experience through this life. And so it is the exact same thing. But obviously, when you are walking in the light, your experiences of this world are going to be very, very different from that negative world that is also walking parallel to us. So how do you get around it? How do you manifest if you can't do these rituals? If you can't ask for help, how do you do this? And it's simple. You just ask. That's it. God made a promise that he will forever and always give you exactly what you want. And I know you're wagging your finger. You're like, Linda, I did not ask for this. And that's the kicker. That's where people get stumbling and they start to blame God for all the bad things in their life. And why would God allow this? Well, because God said, I will forever and always give you everything that you want. And it's not your words, it's not your desires, it's your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions that you take every single day. You chose this life. You chose the good and the bad to walk through before you even came here. So, in that sense, God said, yes, you want to go and experience that. I will allow you to do that. Maybe you choose to experience cancer or mental illness or abuse or alcoholism. These are options for you to choose. And you're like, I can do that. I want that. And then we get here and we start blaming God for everything that happened in our lives when we chose it. God said, yeah, you want to go down and do that? Go down and do that. Go give it a whirl. So your thoughts, your feelings, your actions currently every single day is what matters. Are you choosing to doom scroll? Are you participating in the hate online? Are you making comments that you know for a fact is not bringing love or light or lifting someone up? If it's not doing those three things, you shouldn't be commenting on it. You can just scroll on by, because those comments, those simple little things will always come back to you. Always. So you might think you're standing up and you're like, I'm going to tell this person what I think. Well, that's going to come back to you. And usually it's not in the exact same way. Maybe it is. Maybe someone else walks up to your face and gets in your face and tells you exactly what they think of you. However, it will come in minor ways. Maybe your kid starts getting bullied at school because you're bullying online, and then you're getting upset about that. But you created that. You're the one that made that happen. So you got to start looking in the mirror when things aren't going so great. What have you been doing? What kind of deal with the devil have you made that has created these things in your life? So you create through thoughts. So my words might be, I want to manifest $1 million house, right? I'm saying it, but my thoughts are saying, you ain't ever going to have that. So guess what? I'm never going to have it. It's just this willy-nilly dream, like winning the lottery. If my thoughts say it's never going to happen, I can't have that, it's impossible, I don't know anyone that's ever done that, then God says, absolutely, we're not going to give that to you. We're going to keep you in the wanting. Your feelings, do you feel good or do you feel bad every single day? We choose our feelings. Emotions may come up where we feel sadness when something really bad happens to us, but we get to choose how we move forward. You're choosing how you feel every single day. That means you get to choose joy. You get to choose love. You get to choose happiness, despite what's happening in your life. When you start doing that, the life starts changing. When you sit in the negative, you're just going to get more negative because you're saying to the universe, that's what I want. I want to experience more of this. So your feelings, you get to choose. Your emotions that pop up are a signal. Do I want to continue to feel this way, or does something need to change? That's all it is. It's not anything outside of you. You get to choose. So your thoughts, so important. Your emotions, your feelings, pay attention to them. How am I choosing to show up? And the actions that you take. If you're sitting on the couch saying, I want to manifest my soulmate, but I'm not going to leave the house, chances are pretty good you're not. Even if you're going on them dating apps and you're swiping and swiping and swiping, you're not going to get your soulmate because you're not soulmate material. You're just sitting on the couch doing nothing. There's nothing for you to bring to the table. Action, action, action. You ask for something, God says, I will give it to you. Your job is to go get it now. I will give you different ways for it to manifest in your life, maybe, and it's usually not the way that we expect, but God will say, yes, here you go. I was talking with a client recently, and for them, they have been asking for money. They would like abundance. They need financial support. And God said, okay, for now, here's a loan to get you through. So for her, that meant, oh my God, I'm failing and life isn't it. Nobody's supporting me. But God says, well, here's the way. I'll figure out the rest. But right now, you need immediate help. Here it is. Take this and we'll heal everything and fix everything moving forward. And a lot of time people are asking for stuff and looking the other way. They're not taking the gifts that are being given to them. Sometimes it's a kind word from a stranger. Sometimes it is found money. Sometimes it's a random gift from a loved one. We have to take it as it comes and be appreciative of it. When we're asking to manifest that dream job, we have to get up off the couch and go talk to people. We can't just sit in front of our computer and say, okay, I applied for 100 jobs today. Did you talk to anybody today? Did you tell anybody what you're looking for, what you're asking for? Did you get out into the world? If not, that's why you haven't found the job. It's not going to magically fall into your lap. God sent us here so we can connect with people. Sitting on your computer applying for jobs is not going to work. You have to go talk to people. Let people know what you're doing, what you're interested in, what kind of job you're looking for. Even if you don't think anyone can help you, they might know someone that knows someone that knows someone. That's how it works. So if you're trying to manifest the soulmate, the job, the money, the home, you have to take action. I just beg you not to do any rituals. Maybe you're writing your dreams off on a piece of paper and saying, here, I'm going to give this to the universe, and you're lighting a flame and you're like, I release this, and you're doing, and I do this, so you give me that. That's not how it's ever going to manifest in a positive way for you. And I talk to people every day that are doing this. I have a friend who so desperately needs my help, but she does not want to listen to me, which is totally fine. She has her free will to choose that. She's like, I think maybe get into Wicca. Maybe that will be the way forward. Maybe that will help me, and I can do some spells and I can do these kinds of things. And it's like, you're stuck because that's the way you're thinking. That's the way you're thinking. You need to go and look into this, when source is like, just ask me and I'll give it to you. Ask me and I'll give it to you. Then you step into faith that everything in your life is working out for you. You take the action. And another friend had did a ritual she found online, super easy, super, like, it doesn't feel like a big deal, where you have 2 glasses of water, one filled with water, one empty, and you put a post-it of who you are now, and then you take that water and you put a post-it on the other one of your future self, right? Sounds easy. You take this water, pour it into your future self, and drink it. Doesn't sound like you're doing anything wrong. It's just like, okay, now I'm drinking and taking in my future self. But you are saying, here's my old self, now you give me this new version of me. When in reality, all she had to do was say, I don't want this anymore. I'm going to choose this, and start choosing that. That's it. She doesn't have to do an exchange, make that deal with the devil. She can just be like, I'm just going to now choose to be this version of myself. Moving forward, that old version is gone. This is who I am today. That's all she has to do, right? God will never ask you to do an exchange. It's just like, choose it, take action. That's it. And so that's really what I want to talk about today, because there's so many people doing these things thinking they're harmless, then they lose their job. They're not thinking that that ritual they did, that exercise they found on Pinterest that sounded fun to do, was the cause of the job loss or the car accident or their kid being bullied or the flood in their basement or any of those things. They're just like, oh, it was harmless. I asked for my soulmate and now I'm getting like bullied online. Like, I don't understand. And so there's that exchange that happens. So you have to be very, very careful. I always say, surround yourself with the white light to keep the negativity out. You can find it everywhere on my website and in the links on Instagram and all those beautiful places. Um, the white light prayer protects you from spiritual negativity as well as physical negativity. It is massive. It is huge. I want you to say it every single day. But I also want you to step into the knowledge that you are supported no matter what you do. And here's the thing too, like I said, we're not making a deal with the devil. You're not selling your soul, because when you die, you can still choose heaven. You can still choose source. The door is always open for every single person that has ever walked to this earth. The door to that white light is always, always, always open. It never closes. Now, is there consequences to your choices? Of course, you may have to go into healing. You may have to do a little bit of work to kind of fix the thoughts and feelings that you've been having, but the door is always open. It is not punishment. You don't have to come back for karma and fix it, but you do have to heal from it, because it's a big healing process that happens with that. But the door is always open. So if you have been walking through your life and you've been in that negative zone for too long, maybe your society around you, your neighborhood, your community is very, very negative. Your parents were negative. Maybe they lived with drugs or poverty, and that's what you've grown up with, and everybody you know knows that. You can still choose better. You get to choose. You can say, you know what, I'm leaving this community behind and I'm going over here and I'm starting again. And you get to choose that. Nothing is stopping you from that. And if you're using your upbringing as an excuse for your life, you need to go look in the mirror, because you get to choose how you respond to life. You get to choose what you want to use moving forward. And as we're going down this, I'm on a little bit of a rant, and we're talking about healing, and people is like, well, you got to heal your past. No, you don't. You can say that I walked through that, I experienced that, and I'm going to release it now and embrace this new version of me. Because that's the whole point, right? Life is a game. Who do you want to be today? What are you going to do? How are you going to show up? It's a game. So you can just simply choose to acknowledge what happened, acknowledge the experience, and say, how do I want to move forward from that? You don't have to heal from it. You don't have to walk through it. You don't have to forgive anyone. You don't have to forgive yourself, because we all know we've all done things that we regret. You can say, that is no longer who I am. This is who I am moving forward, and step into that. I really hope that you will do that instead of torturing yourself, going to therapy, reliving over and over and over the things that you've gone through. Stop telling a story of pain and suffering, and instead tell a story of magic and miracles and light and abundance. And I promise you, your world will start to change. Thoughts, feelings, actions. That's how you live a spiritually connected life. Start doing it today. It will transform your life. If you want support moving forward, come and join us inside the circle. I am there for you as a VIP member. You can reach out anytime to get that extra support when you need it, because we all need it. We all need someone to talk to. We all need someone to say, hey, have you looked at it from this point of view? Have you thought about talking to your spirit team and asking them for support? Because when you ask your spirit team for things, it's like asking source for things. Your spirit team is never going to be like, you do this for us and we'll give you this. Never. You ask, and if it's possible for them to give it to you, they will give it to you. It's the exact same thing with source, right? There's no exchange. So if you want to learn how to talk to your spirit team, get them working with you instead of just kind of saying, I know there's somebody out there, but I don't know how to connect with them or ask them for things. Come and join us in the circle. It's a beautiful community for women to come and share their spiritual journey and start kind of creating a life that they actually love. It's a beautiful space, and you're welcome to be there. Send me a message at lindablaze.com and we will talk and make sure that it's the right fit for you. All right, guys, stay away from the rituals, stay away from any kind of exchange. Just ask God what you want, step into faith, and start taking action. And I promise you, things will turn around a whole lot sooner. All right, guys, I love you. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll talk again soon. Bye now.